Hello, Dr. Kamika Baylor here. I'm here to go over a topic that comes up quite often for me. Nearly every day, someone wants to know or understand about protein shakes. And they ask, which is the best protein shake to get? And a lot of times when they're asking the best, I want them to clarify, what do you mean when you're saying best? Are we talking about the best tasting? Are we talking about the best nutrients, the best quality? Are we talking about um, uh, the best ingredients? Um, are we talking about how well it's tolerated? And are we talking about the sugar content or the source of the protein? So those are the factors that I like to consider when I recommend a protein shake. Um, I really would like to put at the forefront of the selection of why we choose a specific protein shake. I would like them to look at the amount of protein that is in the supplement or in the powder or in the pre-made shakes. First, check the amount of protein that's in it. If how many grams of protein, and if it's where you're supposed to be. Most times you're supposed to get a larger amount of protein in the beginning, and then because you're going to be getting all your protein from liquid source or uh, shake supplement, and then later on when you graduate you'll get some solid foods, and you can have some uh, animal protein or plant protein that you're gonna get with your food. So right now, and the first thing we want to look at is the amount of protein that is in the supplement. Then after that, you want to look at how much sugar is in the supplement. We like to stay on the lower side of sugar or sugar free, the lowest amount of carbs as possible to avoid dumping syndrome. And then after that, I like for my patients to consider what other vitamins are added into. What is it fortified with? Does it have vitamin D? Does it have some B vitamins? Look what other kind of supplements are also added to the protein shakes. If you're getting minerals, and exactly what minerals they're adding in, and what vitamins they're adding in, and how much will it be enough for you to have your daily recommended amounts. And then I like to go to taste after that. Then we can consider taste, because taste is important, because if it doesn't taste well, the likelihood of a patient taking or drinking their protein shakes consistently is low, or it's not as good as it should be. The outcome doesn't come out as good as it should be, because this is something you'll be doing for the long haul of your life, or the majority of your life moving forward. And people kind of get uh, tired of shake and tired of different flavors and tired of texture. So taste does matter to help us keep consistent with our daily doses of this supplements. And then after that, we want to check on our stomach. Okay, are you able to tolerate it on your stomach? We already talked about sugar, too much sugar, dumping syndrome. Also, you might want to consider if you have indigestion, or if you have intolerance to milk, or even a lot of flatulence going on. You want to check on the ingredients, and check it out and see if it's going to be something that it will bother your stomach. Or you sample some and it's bothering your stomach, and you just is not working well for you, and you're having to go to the restroom a lot, and it's just pain or a lot of more gas, you're having more reflux, then that's not the one for you. We're going to go back and check and see what is causing that in that shake, and we're going to stay away from that. Okay, so we'll change the shake after if it's bothering your stomach. And then lastly, the quality of the ingredients that's in there. Um, that does matter, because also, like with your stomach, you want to get the absorption inside of you, that that'd be worth it to take these shakes. And you also want to look at how many additives are in there. Like when you turn the label around, if you see a lot of names that you can't pronounce, and you don't know what that is, and you're kind of unsure what is all of that, especially if you're trying to avoid a lot of processed foods, you might want to check with your doctor and see if this protein shake would be okay if you see a lot of things you don't recognize in the back. They might say, oh yeah, that's okay, that's just a chemical name for this. Or they may say, oh, this has too many of chemicals. I'm not sure exactly what that is. So they might not recommend for you to take that. Uh, a lot of times, if you're getting some from maybe like the health food store or the vitamin shops or things like that, they may have something in there like fat burners and different kind of stuff like that, and you really don't need that right now. So if you see something with a lot of additive ingredients, and it's like some things you never heard, you never seen, um, ask your doctor if it'll be okay, or your nutritionist, your dietitian, if it'll be okay for you to take that supplement. Okay. And that's when you're looking at any of the supplements, whether it's the protein shake, the bars, they have some protein water and things like that. You want to make sure you're reading the labels. So first we're going to look at the amount of protein that's in the shake. Then we're going to look at the amount of sugar that's in the shake. And then after that, we'll consider what is it fortified with, how much vitamins does it have in it, what minerals. And we'll want to kind of gauge and see if that's enough for your daily recommended, or how much more you'll have to supplement, okay? And then after that, we'll look at if it's okay for your stomach, if it's ingredients that'll be okay for your stomach, if it has uh, milk protein that you can't tolerate, or maybe some animal, some protein based products may cause you some flatulence and gas and reflux. So you want to see what's in it. And then sometimes you have to try it before you know if that will work with your stomach or not. But if it's giving you problems, we won't continue with that one. And after that, we'll consider taste, because taste is very, very, very important for the consistency or the diligence that the patient goes in take these protein shakes every day. And then finally, um, we'll look at the quality of the ingredients that they're putting in there. So some brands are known for better quality. Um, some brands put more fillers and more um, other kind of chemicals in there, and different additive things, and we want to kind of stay away from those, especially in the beginning stages. You don't want too much additive things, and especially if you're trying to stay away from processed foods. Um, Make sure you read the back of the label. It is hard for a a bariatric patient. That's all the surgeries, not just gastric bypass. To avoid processed foods altogether because of the protein need. Okay, we, especially in the beginning, are not able to get the enough protein through our regular diet with uh, meat and vegetables and things like that. We're not able to get enough just from that. So we have to supplement it, because otherwise it's harder for us to digest the meat and some of the vegetables high in protein. And so we're not getting enough in. So we have to do the processed formulations. And then as you graduate, you'll try to use less of the protein shakes and get more of your protein from your diet. But all in all, most people still have to get some protein shakes. Maybe not as many as in the beginning, but you'll probably have to be taking protein shakes at some point or some time of the year, or sometime what's going on when the doctor checks your levels, or how you're feeling, or you're not getting enough protein down, you'll probably always have some protein shakes on hand for the duration of your life. Okay, so that was what I wanted to say about the protein shakes. So taste is very important, but it's not the only factor that we need to consider. It is a very important factor for being consistent with taking your protein shakes. And I like to compromise with my patients this way. So it's more important that you get the protein shake in you. So if it's so bad tasting that they're not going to take it at all, then I like to compromise and say maybe we raise the sugar content a little bit so it'll be more tolerable, not too much that we'll go into dumping syndrome, and just enough that you stay within your carb allowances, just so you can get the protein that you need down, because protein is very important for wound healing and all of the stress that your body is going under after you have surgery is helping you to heal. So you especially want to get the protein in. That's why the doctors stress it. That's why the dietitians stress it so much, because it's helping in your recovery process. So that is what I like to do. You can discuss with your doctor, dietitian, nutritionist, if that would be something that would be okay, that would consider doing with you, and especially if you're under a sugar restriction because of a metabolic disorder, or you have diabetes or something like that, and you want to talk to them first. But that's what I do with my patients, because to me, I'd rather you have it in you than lying and saying that you have been taking a protein shake and you haven't. So be very honest with the doctor. This tastes really bad and I cannot tolerate anymore. So that they can give you some alternative, we can do some workarounds, and then we just want you to be the healthiest you can be. So be honest with us about if you're taking your supplements, so that we can give you a fair assessment and recommendations. Okay, so I hope that answered a lot of questions. So as far as the brands go, I will talk about those in another video. I'll tell you what was popular in the industry and was recommended by dietitians, nutritionists, doctors, and pharmacists. And then I'll list the top 10 that way. And then I'll talk about what's more popular in retail. So I hope that answered your question about what protein shakes you should get. It needs to be some other things besides taste goes into it. Some very important um, things that have to go into your selection. It's not just taste. Okay, I hope you understand that. So thank you for watching this video. And if you have any more questions, feel free to put it in the comment box. If you want to add anything else to this, I can a video on another question about shakes. Feel free to put it in the comment box. I have counseled on nutrition for so long, and being in the at pharmacists, they bring everything to you and ask a question. So I have a lot of workarounds for my patient just to help them stay consistent. So if you have any questions, it's nothing too odd. We'll ask and we'll try to help you get some answers to those. Okay. So thank you and have a good night.